Alright, traders, what is going on? It's good to see you guys. Ron, let's go. Been 3 days. I know, the longest 3 days of my life. Absolutely hate the weekend, guys. How are you guys doing? Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. But most of us were twiddling on our thumbs, waiting for the market to open. I've been studying a whole lot. Monday, Tuesday is what Ken said. That's absolutely right. Hey, Stu, man, what's going on? I missed you on Friday. I know you had to leave early. Back at it right today. Short for short, man. Good to see you. Me and my wife, we went to my uncle's house this weekend. I'll show you a picture of us. Me and her at my uncle's house. We ate dinner in his nice little dining room right here. No, I'm kidding. This is Mr. George Vanderbilt's house. That's in Asheville, North Carolina. It's pretty fun. That's what we did over the weekend. Had a good time. Hope you all had a great time as well. Guys, let's get right into today. I want to let you know, though, that I'm mainly going to be shorting. Over the weekend, I've been studying quite a bit and figuring out, where am I comfortable. Ryan, what's good? Good to see you in here today. And Brad, love you, man. Over the last few years, I've learned from them all the guys out there, guys, all the chat rooms and the mentors. I've learned from all of them. I was a part of some of them. Thomas, bro, what's going on? Good to see you in here. And being a part of them, it's just so easy to fall into like the pump and dump mindset. Because that's what most of them are doing. We saw that last week with GSUM, WRX, and just all of them. They love to play those low float pumps. I can't hold them for crap. I cannot hold those. It's not my comfort range. Now that I've been learning a lot from Intensity Stockwatch, and he made a 20-minute video, guys. I'm going to put the links in the description of this video. I want you guys all to watch that when you get a chance. I'm a lot more comfortable holding shorts. That's my comfort range. So I'm going to be shorting a lot more. Essentially, what I'm going to be doing is shorting intensity. When that descending triangle forms, I'm going to be risking high day and allowing to hold them a lot longer. That's something I've been struggling with, not holding some of these positions to really pay myself. Of course, I've covered some on dips, but hold some leftovers. Nabila, good to see you. Hope you all are doing great. We're all very excited to be back here on this Tuesday. Guys, let's get right into today. The futures are pointing to a little bit of a lower open this morning, after 8 straight weeks of gains for the Dow, NASDAQ. So we've had a pretty strong 2019. 7 weeks of gains out of the past 8 for the S&P 500. were all riding double-digit percentage gains in 2019. However, ahead of Tuesday trading, the Dow was 3.5% away from its record high. S&P was 5.6% off. NASDAQ was short nearly 8%. So pretty strong 2019, guys. Today we're gapping down a little bit in the overall markets. Let's go ahead and start looking at our watch list this morning. What's gapping up? We got our leading gapper ORPN highlighted in blue there for you guys. What does blue mean for the new people in here? That means it's a lower float stock. We can go in our quick look over here, this part of the scanner, type that in, to get the estimated range on that float. That's going to be a lower float. Yellow is the very lowest. ORPN, this one is our leading gapper here Tuesday morning at 36.7%. Oftentimes what happens when we get back here to a new week, guys, and this is probably why we're not seeing anything higher than that right now, is traders oftentimes on the start of a new week like to see kind of where the dust settles. We had a lot of runners last week, so there's a lot on our watch list. From last week, from today opening up this morning, we have a good amount of stocks on our watch list. We need to see what's going to get the volume and attention this morning. Why is ORPN up? ORPN, this one, they completed an acquisition with Trehalose. That's the drug from the BioBlast pharmaceutical company. Pretty much with this drug, they have developmental and commercial rights with it now. On ORPN. So that's the news there. They acquired that drug, have all rights to it. Now let's take a look at the chart on ORPN to see what are we looking at. ORPN, if we pull up the daily chart on it, we're going to see some resistance, some upper shadows around 190. And essentially what we want to do is, this is something we all need to pay attention to as well. Look at the volume on these days relative to today, although we don't have much volume yet. So our leading gapper, we don't have all the volume yet. So on all these volume days, we had this day 1.2 million, this day over here about 2.75. All these days is still having a hard time really getting up to $2. Really hard time getting up to $2. So what am I thinking on this ORPN? I looked at more of his past chart history and saw also where it's probably going to top out at if it really starts moving. On ORPN, this one is going to have solid resistance at 250 as well. It's had a hard time, upper shadows getting over 2. It's going to have tough resistance. We got 173 as our pre-market high. If we break up through 173, I would expect this one to gravitate towards 192 bucks. But not a lot out of it. I mean, from looking at his past chart history, not expecting a lot out of this one. This would be a short in my book, not at this point because we don't have all the hype and attention yet. But if it does move in, I don't have shorts on CMEG, but they are I can locate them through CMEG. So we'll keep an eye on it. There's other stocks I do want to be looking at. But what I'm really excited about being more short biased going into this week, and I think from here on out I will be, is that I don't have to predict volume. You guys know that that's something I struggle with on the long side. I see a beautiful pattern and I want to be in at the bottom, so I try to get in at the bottom. But then sometimes no volume comes through. That's the problem with trying to get in at the bottom. But you can get in at the top on a short. Volume's already there. We've already solidified on that stock that volume is here versus predicting it. I can just now react to what the market's telling me versus trying to predict where the market's going to go. Okay, so that's ORPN, guys. We'll keep it on watch. That one's not. It's only up 30-some%. I don't think shorts are going to be very excited to get on in this at this point in time on ORPN. So we'll see if that one gets the volume for a short. Estevan, yep, same. It's probably the same deal with a lot of us. We learn from a lot of the pump and dump guys, but and the thing is, they try to tell us be independent. They want us to learn how to be an independent trader, but they're not teaching us. How can you be an independent trader when if you try to be independent but don't have thousands of people behind you to pump up a beautiful pattern? That's why I'm becoming more short biased. Very comfortable here on the short side of things, and don't need a bunch of people following the trade to do that. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Is anybody having trouble here? I'm going to buy a new mic for this computer because this one I do not like very much at all. Esteban, you missed the first push. But then, yeah, volume usually fades. And that's what happens oftentimes on these stocks is they'll have that initial push, but then, you know, buying the dips. And that's why I want you guys to go in the description and watch Intensity Stock Watch, his video he made this weekend, guys. He didn't have to do that at all. It's about 20 minutes of just gold. And he goes over that as well. You know, 90% of traders, they're buying the dips, you know, on stocks that are getting very overextended, overbought. And then a lot of long bias traders, and this is why oftentimes these stocks just fade throughout the day. Like Andre's saying, no follow through. It's because longs don't really cut their position. The reason short squeezes can be so huge is because shorts get stubborn, you know, and they look at this past chart history. They're saying, "Oh my gosh, you know, there's no way this is going higher." And the same thing on the long side. When stocks just fade and fade and fade, it's because, you know, longs get stubborn as well too. They don't cut their losses very quickly. But more times than not, stocks fade. It's just on the shorts. We gotta, and this is something I watched over the weekend, guys. I was studying a lot this weekend, and one of the traders I was studying from, he was losing like tons of money, guys, like 6 figures, because he wasn't respecting his stop. If we trade what works 90% of the time, but we don't respect our loss, it's gonna be very quick before we blow up. SG was good from Denmark. I was gonna say get a new mic. Yeah, I need to get a new one. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a new one for you guys. I do apologize about that. Rick, good morning. Pray for a brain today. Pray for a brain today. Can you elaborate on that? Is my brain not working? Okay, let's continue down the list. We got a good amount of these stocks to go through. Here's one that I'm very excited about, guys. Very excited. Hey, Ron, I was meaning to ask you how the scanners have been working for you. Today is your first day, so there's going to be some questions. Go ahead and email me, and I will answer all those for you. The gap up watch list is going to be, you know, just go to watch list and then gap up. You see it on my screen? But yeah, go ahead and email me. I'm going to continue through the watch list, and I'll answer all those questions for you. Yep, Vic's here too. Thank you, Vic. Jerry, what's going on? Good morning to you. All right, let's continue down the list with TEUM. TEUM, I'm very excited about, guys. This one is getting way overextended here on the daily. TEUM, this is shortable at CMAG as well. We are blown out on the RSI. 7.5 million shares traded on Friday. This one's just essentially been going straight up. I want to take a look at his past chart history with you guys. This is something that excites me as well on it. So what we did on Friday was from 319 up to 375, just essentially straight up, guys. And 375 is holding up as resistance right now. I'm considering getting into this and risking off of that 375 if we take a look at his past chart history. 375, guys, look at this. Last time it hit 375, we had an upper shadow through it. This thing became a slip and slide. I mean, it took the elevator straight down. This one on the day, when it hit that 375 resistance in its past, it dropped about 70 cents. So today, if we start getting our fade on, I do imagine this one's going to be getting near that $3.10, $3 area if we start dropping like we did back then. So TEUM, really excited about this one. If I do trade it, which I'm going to see how it opens on up, I'm most likely just going to be risking right off that 375 where it closed its high day yesterday. Don't want it back above that one. So TEUM, that's what I'm going to be looking for, risking off that 375 on the short side. We'll see how it opens on up. Let's continue on down the list. Let's go over CFMS. CFMS. This one is going to be a nice short too, guys. If we look at what it's done the last few days, this one's just been going straight up as well, from 72 cents now up to $1.31. Actually, even it's gone up even more than that. But let's take a look at the 20-day chart, from 50 cents now sitting at $1.31. This one's getting really overextended as well. We pull up the past chart history on this. There's no news on this one, but this is going to be a decent short here, guys. You know, if 130 holds, this is another short I'm looking at for a potential, you know, risk over 130. This is where it's topped out at, and we do see strong resistance around 130. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. A lot back here, guys. A lot of resistance. If this one doesn't get sustainable volume to come into it, you know, and break this level, and it's already very extended from 35 cents up to $1.30, we should start seeing a pullback on it. Now, this one doesn't, you know, have the most range on the day, but what can give it range is when it has a strong intensity move like this, from $1 to $1.40, and we pulled back 15 cents on Friday. This one's a stock that people load up on. So on this stock here, I would be looking for a potential short on it. It's right now sitting at $1.30 at this resistance. $1.40 would be that level I think I'd be risking off of. That's Friday's high for CFMS. So that one, there's a lot of longs there, from 35 cents up to $1.30. We'll be taking a look at that one as well. John and JB, good to see you guys in here. Tom, what's going on, fellas? Still watching Solo. JB, yes, SOLO. That one on Friday had a really nice fade as well. For some of the guys who aren't familiar with, let's just go over this real quick on SOLO since you brought it up. So on SOLO on Wednesday, this one went up from $1.50 up to $4.30, had a gap up, hit $6.74, and then we saw, you know, its first red day was this day on SOLO. First red day, and what to notice when a stock has its first red day, a lot of shorts come in the next day, and they short its morning spike up to its previous close. And this is something I'm going to be looking into as well, as far as my shorts go. I'm not going to be trading it right now. What I want is parabolics to descending triangles and fade those out. But this is a good short as well on SOLO. On Friday, we pushed right back up to the previous close. That's when shorts started, you know, coming into it. That's what happens a lot of times, and then they just continue to trade that for the fade and hold those shares short. Top quality cabinets, UNIT for a short. Yeah, UNIT. That's one, guys. That is, look over here in the scanners. So after hours watch list, the decliners, UNIT, WIN. If you guys are interested in a dead cat bounce, or to continue to, you know, fading these on off, WIN as well as UNIT right now, those are really having a large gap down. UNIT is having a large gap down. Yeah, bad news on that one. All right, good eye there, Jerry. Thank you for that. Yeah, those two will keep on watch as well. Large gap downs there. Another one, guys, I'm excited about is SKYS. SKYS, this one moved a lot on Friday, from about 70 cents up to $1.58. It faded on off at the end of the day. It had a nice little sell-off on SKYS. Now here, coming into Tuesday, we popped up to $1.55. This one's interesting here. So here's the trend lines I had drawn on SKYS. On Friday, we had a nice little head and shoulders at $1.40. Ended up cracking the neckline, dropping down to about $1.02. Now we're seeing a little bit of a gap up, coming up near this trend line. We'll see how this is going to open on up. I looked at its past chart history, and typically on SKYS, after we have a move such as we did on Friday, it doesn't have any sort of a gap up the next day. So So with that being said, I'm not 100% on this. I'm going to just watch this one really carefully and see what it does. Now, SKYS, if it does continue to spike, that's going to provide me with a great opportunity for a short. I will be looking for a short. I'll be looking for that intensity 2 descending triangle like I was telling you guys on SKYS. I'm not interested in shorting it at this level, knowing that it's doing what it hasn't done in the past. So I'm going to keep an eye on SKYS there. SG are using Sterling or Elite Pro. You want Sterling but have some issues with the chart. Yeah, I'm using the DOS Elite Pro. Having no issues here as well, so really happy about it. Very excited about it. Alright guys, let's go to the next stock on our watch list. Is GSUM. GSUM cracks me up because this has several chat rooms on it, and one chat room is only usually on it for about 10 seconds, and the other one is holding long term. So GSUM, this one's a little tricky. It's pumping and dumping, but it's on a trend. This one's on a really steep trend right now as well. But this is really one of those stocks that's been in play for the last few days. You see the trend here. If we pull up the 10-day chart, ever since last Tuesday, we've gone up, down to the trend, up, down to the trend, up, down to the trend. So are we going back down to the trend, then up? We'll see. GSUM. This one has been a stock that you want to buy the dips on if you're going to trade it. I'm going to avoid this one, but all I'm saying is, please don't be buying the pump. If a chat room pumps this, wait for the pullback. This one has been pulling back, so don't go through FOMO. This one's been pulling back to the trend, so just ride it off the trend if you're going to trade it. The 200-day on this is at 509. Could end up going there, but it's getting really overextended, guys. GSUM has been the trade over the last week, so that's the reason I got to bring it up. Volume could return back into this. Today we could pull back to about 425 and then U-shape break on out of 450 and then continue its next leg on up to 509. So GSUM is one we certainly have to keep on watch. So throw that one on your watch list. This one's got 425 around the trend, 509 200-day moving average. It's been pumped and dumped by a chat room out there, but it's been a trend trade. This one has traded off this trend despite the pump. Let's continue to watch that one. Another one I want to be looking at is ADMA. This one over the last week as well has performed pretty nice. We had an ascending triangle forming a higher low. We broke out through that on Thursday. Had a nice day on Friday. I do have shorts here. We've already filled that gap on it. $4. 493 is that 200-day on this one. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days in a row. We're due for a red day. This one's a 70 on the RSI. With that 493, I want to see, and since it's already filled that gap, I want to see how this one's going to open up. It's a little light on volume relative to some of these other stocks. So ADMA, ideally what I would like on this is an intensity move. That's something I've learned with the scanners. When a stock is just trading kind of slow and grinding and trending, but it's slow, it's gradual, that leads me to believe it's just more of a healthy trend type of trade. But when we have that intensity, you can see the emotions. That's what we want. We want to see the emotions on the stock. So if ADMA, what I would want on this is an emotional trade. I want long bias traders coming into this emotionally saying, oh, this is going up forever, and then short end of them, risking off of that 200-day or high day into the descending triangle. But that's what I want on ADMA. Would love an intensity move on it. It's been a little slow and gradual, but that's also what I'm looking for as well on TEUM. TEUM is a beautiful, this is looking gorgeous for a short. The problem is this one's a little slow and gradual as well. I want to see right now where we just hit 380 as well. I want to see today could be this first red day. That's going to be pretty big. It's coming on up. So we're going to keep this one on watch. Certainly keep that one on watch. ARTW is that one just now gapping up. It's on the watch list. Oh yeah, that one's just now popping up. But this one's a low float. Stock came out with news this morning at 9 o'clock. announces award of an $8.4 million project. ARTW. Just now popping up, guys. So wasn't prepared for this one, so forgive me. This one, yeah, if we take a look at its past chart history, I mean, it's a pump and dump stock. I don't have shorts on it, neither would I probably trade this one if I did, just because of how dangerous this one can be. But yeah, SG, if you have any questions on that, you know, go ahead and email me. I would love to help you out there. And also, Vic has the Sterling, so you can ask him questions as well. But yeah, guys, ARTW. This one's getting a little bit of the pump right now, so we'll throw that one on watch. Not going to trade it, but certainly going to keep it on watch just to see where the volume is. But traders, it's 9:25 now. You know, that's the watch list. Time flies by when we do all this. That's going to be the watch list today. Hope you guys trade very well today. No issues there with Vic with the chart. Cool. Alright, traders, just to summarize all that for you real quick. CFMS, going to be watching that for a short. We're sitting right up at resistance. TUM is my favorite short. Want to see intensity though. Really want to see intensity on one of these. ADMA, of course. GSUM, we'll see if that comes to the trend, U-shapes and breaks out. That's what that one's been doing over the last week. So we'll keep these on watch, guys. But traders, the 2 for 20 on the scanners, that's still in the description below. Running that for a few more days. Go ahead and watch that video in the description as well. Very excited for a new week with you guys. It's going to be a great week. It's predefined risk. Manage that risk. We'll have a very strong and good week this week, traders. So thank you so much for being a part of the team, and guys, we will see you all tomorrow. Go ahead and comment on the video today. Let me know how you all did. We'll see you all tomorrow.